What's up, guys? This is Bobby Okereke, linebacker with the Indianapolis Colts. Make sure you follow my guys at the Anvil, best sports talk podcast going on with Colts right now. Tune in.
It seems like a Sunday, like anyone before. That's what you think. So you open up the door, you feel the buzz, you can hear the people singing battle cries. Lucas Oil Stadium's about to come alive. Blue and white jerseys, some old and some new, all gather round South Capitol Avenue. They come for the tailgate, some drive and some fly. Colts fans show up with fire in their eyes, yelling, "Go Hosts, go Big Blue!" We're in the stands, the tried and true, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, the Colts Nation. We take this very serious, it is not a joke. We're back, all the players, we're back in it, coach. We scream and we root, we raise up our fist to support this team from Indianapolis. Go Hosts, go Big Blue! We're in the stands, cheering for you, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, the Colts Nation, Colts Nation. Screaming, "Go Hosts, go Big Blue!" We're in the stands, the tried and true, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, yeah, Colts Nation, that Colts Nation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation.
Night. So I'm gonna just say welcome to the Anvil. We are heading into week 18, but before any of that, we'd like to welcome our special guests, the Texans duo. So, ladies and gent, how are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing just fine.
Thank you for coming on to our show. And while we have everyone, please like, subscribe to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And we appreciate all the support that we continuously get. So thank you. Fellas, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Hanging like a hair in a biscuit.
Oh,
Yeah, like what in the who?
yeah. What the hell? I've never heard
Hair in
that
a
before.
biscuit.
Yeah, okay. I don't know nothing about that. But we just gonna go ahead and get right into the show. So Pat, I'm gonna go on ahead and let you lead off, introduce our friends, tell us all about them, and then we'll talk about the season and everything else. But before we do that,
All right. Well, first of all, everybody, please welcome Mr. Thomas and Pamela Irby. Met you guys, 4 or 5 years ago at a Colts game, and we hit it off. We had fun. We enjoyed being around each other. You guys invited me to Houston, went to Houston. You guys hosted me down there, had the best time ever. And our friendship just keeps growing. So I'm crazy happy to have you guys on.
Glad to be here. I believe the first time we met, well, we were at a Colts game, and you weren't going into the game, I don't think, that day.
I wasn't.
And we had that extra ticket because our friend Tom from the UK was with us. So we had bought 4 tickets because somebody had backed out or something. And so that's how we met. And we got to talk to you. And I said, "You want to go in today?"
Yep. And it's all been history since then.
That's right. We had
and now we share more pictures about our grandkids than we do football.
Right?
oh, absolutely. Especially me and you.
So are you guys Houston natives?
Yes, I
Born and
am.
raised? Okay.
I am.
Texas. I was born in Louisiana. I always say I was born in Louisiana, but God rescued me in Texas real quick.
Got you. Okay.
Dude, I love Houston's airport. It's massive.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is very big.
Do you guys know everybody in that airport by now?
The workers,
Yeah, you should be on first name basis with
we do
everybody.
know a lot of them. Actually, it's funny. When we travel and it's not football season, because when it's football season and we travel, we wear, like Texans head to toe. And when we travel and it's not football season and they see us, they're like, "What's going on? Like, where's your Texans stuff?" So yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's awesome. Well, I am currently living in San Antonio. I'm probably going to retire here. So in the future, I've only been to Houston twice for games, but in the future, I'll definitely try to look you guys up if I come down. Last time I was there was 2018 in the playoff game. That was Andrew Luck's last little wave. So we won that game and then went to KC and lost that one. But
Sure.
Yeah.
that's the last
Hey,
time.
we would love to have you. You can get our
Absolutely.
information from Patrick. We would love to host you for a game next season.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
We
So-
always tell everybody that you get here and we'll take care of the rest.
Oh, too easy. That's a 3-hour drive for me. So
And the funny
All
thing
right.
is, they mean every word of that.
yeah.
Yes, they do. They're
That's
such gracious hosts.
All right. Well, we'll definitely try to link. Maybe we get all the guys to come down.
Hell
yeah. I'll be
That
down
would
with
be
that.
great.
I love
that would
Houston.
Be fantastic. Hey, Tressa, by the way.
So, how you doing, Tressa? So let's just jump right into your
I
guys.
always call her Teresa. And it's Teresa?
Patrick, can I?
No, correct me here. I'm wrong. I need
I
correction.
don't know. I've never heard her speak. I just said Tressa because there's only one S. Maybe I'm wrong.
Because I don't want to be rude to somebody and call them a name they're not.
Can we get the
supposed to be
phonetic?
called.
Can we get the phonetic down there for Patrick? He school is hard for him. But
Hey,
jump
don't be
right
sharing
into
my
your
personal
guys'-
business.
let's just jump right into your guys' the contest.
I told you that in confidence, Clyde.
Man, can we listen? Texans DUO. Okay, Patrick. So tell us how you invited them to the contest, and then in the contest they did what they supposed to do, and they did really well, and we didn't. So just go ahead and walk us through that and tell us why now you have to wear a Houston Texans jersey on Sunday.
Well,
Everybody wants to know why.
basically, we have the last game of the year with the Texans here at home, and their season wasn't going good. Our season wasn't going good, but we still go to the games. We still have fun. We still cheer on our teams. So my thought process is, how can we make it funner? Let's throw in a competition. Make it a charity competition. Make it for the kids. Have some fun. And so I reached out to them and I said, hey, you guys want to do this with us? And they're like, no, we don't like you no more, Patrick. We're not doing it. No, I'm teasing. But they jumped right on board and they picked a charity organization that they wanted. We picked our charity organization, and then the race was on. Whoever wins or raises the most money for their organization wins. Loser has to wear opposing team jersey. Just keeping it fun. Now, we had set up a bowling event, and we had some Colts players coming out. We had some donation stuff people could have raffled on. We already had, 4 or 5 corporate sponsorships for this bowling event. And then the NFL, and their infinite wisdom, decided to flex our game that weekend from a Sunday to a Saturday. The bowling event was on Friday. So as soon as they flexed that game, I knew it was off. Because they're flying out. It actually was the Minnesota game they flexed. So with them flexing that, all the players had to fly out to Minnesota Friday.
Yep.
So we couldn't even host it. And, from there, we just put out the charity challenge. And we did have a few people send some money in, but not enough.
Cool. So 0-1 against the Texans duo. Okay. So we have to redeem ourselves next year. We'll have better planning. All of us will be a part of that committee. We'll try not to let Pat just fly off the seat like he knows to do. He just flies off the
It's
hand.
so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you do. You're like, oh, by the way, we're in this thing, and yeah, can you be here next week? What? What's like, Patrick? I live in San Antonio. I don't know if I could fly to Indy for the bowling, but
You fly all over the world, anyways.
we're going to congratulate the Texans duo. So, what charity did you guys donate to? Get to that.
We chose, it's a charity called The Courage to Be.
Awesome.
And it is it's run, organized, and founded by this amazing woman who brought herself and her son, single mom. I don't want to say exactly what country because I'm not sure, but she realized that the only chance her child had to have a better life was to come to America. So she fought to get herself here. And once she got herself established, she became a school administrator. She's just like this incredible person. And she wanted to use her good fortune in coming to the United States to help other children who don't have that ability to get here. So her big push is school supplies at the beginning of every school year. She collects backpacks, all the kinds of school supplies, paper, things that they need to be successful in school that we take for granted here. Right. And in those countries, not only are they too expensive, but it's just hard to come by for them. And then they did this huge Texas, it was called Christmas on the Border, where they did like tons of toys and things for kids on the Texas-Mexican border. And she's an inspiration to me. And what she does for kids who have zero to little chance is just so near and dear to our hearts that was the charity that we chose.
Well, bravo to that. Absolutely bravo.
That's amazing.
And the charity that we were going to choose was Don Wettrick's charity.
Yeah,
which is awesome as well. You'll tell them about.
Yeah, it's called Innovate Within, or Started Up Foundation. I think I get confused on this part. It's Start Ed Up is powered by Innovate Within, something like that. But anyways, it's basically what Don has done. He's been a teacher, and he was looking around his class, and he was saying, these kids aren't learning. These kids aren't getting what they want out of school. So he designed a class and a curriculum to let kids come into his class, tell him what they want to learn. It didn't matter what it is. It could have been computer programming. It could be gaming. It could be television. It could have been anything. And he says, okay. And then he starts mentoring these kids into what they want to learn. And what he found out is by the time they're a quarter into the semester, they're like, yeah, this isn't as fun as I thought it was. He goes, that's why we're having this class. So you can figure this out now before you go spending $100,000 in college to figure out this isn't what you want. So he would let that student change what he's doing. And basically he called the class Innovations. And besides learning what you want, he taught these kids how to become entrepreneurs. And even if they didn't want to be entrepreneurs, he taught them how to think like an entrepreneur to make them worth more in the market. Because if you own your own business, you don't have somebody you can call and say, hey, I got a problem. You need to fix it so I can do my job. You own that business. You have to figure out that problem.
Right.
You know, and if you're a kid or a young adult that has that mindset already, you're technically worth more than somebody else that doesn't have that mindset. You know, and the state of Indiana saw what he was doing, loved what he's doing, and asked him to do it statewide. So he created this nonprofit to go around to all these schools and teach kids this way of thinking. And then on top of that, he created a pitch competition. So the kids that did want to become entrepreneurs, hey, I got a business idea right now. Okay, let's explore it. Let's go with it. They could dive into their business plan, start creating this business, and get into a pitch competition. And if you win the pitch competition, those kids get $25,000 for winning the pitch competition to help them further their business.
Almost like Shark Tank or something off the top. Yeah, I like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but when I got back from the military and me and Don hooked up, he was telling me what he was doing. And I looked at him and I'm like, where the hell were you when I was in high school? He goes, exactly. I said, I could be in a lot further than I am now if I had this kind of mentorship. So we joke about that all the time, but basically that's what he does. He helps shape the minds of these young kids that's leaving the nest, going into the workforce and or going into college. And all the parents love it because now they said, well, my kid always said he wanted to be a programmer, but then you started teaching him how to program and he didn't like it. And it saved me thousands upon thousands of dollars for him not to have to learn that he didn't like it in college. So
Right.
now he's on to something else that he knows he enjoys and wants to do for the rest of his life. So from where I went and the lack of mentorship that I had in high school, man, when I learned what Don was doing, it just blew my mind. And I've always wanted to be a part of what he was doing and help.
Yeah, he's brought a lot of our team on as well, like Bobby O and Kenny Moe and a couple others have really taken it by the reins and like been out speaking on it. I think Zaire actually went out to an event as well, so it's really hit well with the Colts, and they're really pushing the message. So we appreciate Don for that and everything he's doing. So next year, hopefully, we can come back and win this title and then kick that money towards that. But this is a football show, a football, talk show. So we have to go ahead and start asking the football questions. So let's just
I got one more question for him before we go into your next segment.
Okay. What you got?
Do you guys want to do this again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Clyde, are you on board this time?
Yes. And I'll probably have a lot more to do with, the planning versus just
God, I hope so.
Jesus.
Just sitting back looking pretty didn't make us win.
I didn't even notice to them about this. And then he was like, oh, guess what we're doing? I'm like, wow. Okay. But anywho.
Hey, if I don't keep you on your toes, who's going to?
Staying on task. So coming into the season, we'll start with the Texas DUO. Like, what were your guys' expectations for your team this past year? I mean, were they lofty? Were they just kind of like,
We've learned not to have any.
Oh, that's brutal.
We literally go to hey, because we've seen it all. We've literally gone to every home and away game in the last 5 years, except for like 3 or 4. I mean, I've missed probably more than she has this year because I had foot surgery and stuff. But so we've seen the highs, we've seen the lows. I think really going into this year, like 500 would have been a good season to see this year. A little more improvement from last year, but not like, oh, we're just going to Super Bowl and stuff.
No.
Okay. Now, I mean, you guys right now hold, the number 1 pick, right? And I know that.
Oh, yeah, we got a firm chokehold on that.
Yeah. I know that's probably a quarterback. So I'll ask you guys. I don't know if you're huge into college football, but who do you want to see at the helm going forward for the Texans?
Well,
look at that. Somebody's calling you right now.
Yeah, they're calling to tell him who we're. No, I'm just kidding. We don't want a quarterback first pick.
What?
No. Why are you? I'm going to let him talk, but why are you going to get a quarterback that needs protection when you have nobody to protect them? That's dumb. We need an O-line first. Go ahead.
Oh, you got the Andrew Luck theory right now. That's not beat them to death, right?
Yeah.
That's facts.
Oh, shit.
Well, and then plus when you get a quarterback, you got to give him a year or two to develop into the system, blah, blah, blah. And then if they're any good that third year, They either want an extension or to be traded and go somewhere else. So, plus, I don't think, like she said, you can't just plug him into just a situation like that. Like, I think one of the best quarterbacks we had was Matt Schaub. We had him, but I mean, poor guy led the league in yards one year, and in sacks and yardage. He's the most sacked person I think ever in NFL history as quarterback. But we had no offensive line. It's like a friend of mine described it like, why would you go out and buy a $200,000 Ferrari and just go, you know what, I'm just going to skip the insurance thing and just gamble and see what I can do with this, with that. You don't buy that kind of, you don't get that kind of quarterback without the insurance in front of him.
Wow.
Okay, but if I'm not saying these guys are generational quarterbacks, but they're pretty damn good. Top 3, 4 are pretty damn good. Once you pass on them, you don't get a chance to get them again. So you might have a fantastic O-line with a shitty quarterback.
I'd rather have that than the fantastic quarterback with the shitty O-line.
Because we've had that and seen that.
We've had that multiple times.
But if we would just let him keep getting his massages, you'd still have him.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Bro.
Get him out.
I knew that was coming.
Get him out of here.
Jesus Christ. Y'all got to excuse Patrick.
We're sorry for his
He
behavior.
ate lead paint.
We're accustomed to Patrick. It's okay.
When this camera's on, it's worse for some reason.
It really is, isn't it?
Oh, I hate quoting this person, but there was an owner just north of us in this city that he said, it's like a quarterbacks are like a coin flip. It's 50-50 whether they're going to translate to NFL or not. And he said, when it comes to running backs and receivers, he goes, you give them a little more, maybe 60-40, 70-30, something like that with receivers from, he goes, but if I draft the 320-pound lineman when he gets here, I look at him, he's 320 pounds. And then we can go from that and work with that and coach that, however, whatever they're looking for, just things like that. And I think that we've made bad decisions in our linemen is, I don't know what we're trying to prove or anything, but we try to pluck these people out of, these little small schools that, they're going to make huge differences. You know what I mean? As opposed to just drafting a lineman from Wisconsin, LSU, Alabama, Michigan, where they have the linemen where they're running and passing and they know more of the pro style offenses and stuff.
Now, let me ask you guys this. Is there any chatter in-house from what you guys can hear from just what y'all follow down there that's leaning toward what you guys are saying? Like you might be looking at taking a O-line first.
No, they're going to take a quarterback.
It'll be Bryce. It'll be Bryce. Hopefully Bryce Young.
Okay.
He would be the quarterback I would take if I had.
Oh yeah.
Even over CJ Stroud?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk.
I like the way he's so calm and patient and everything he's doing. And if you watch him during the games, team will be going nuts about something, and he's just like, all right, he's just so even keeled. I really like that in him. There's never any panic in his steps. I think he's far mature more than those. And that offensive style from Ohio State, we've seen those quarterbacks come out of there before.
Okay.
We had one that was a backup that we cut was a receiver that he was drafted as a quarterback out of Ohio State.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, sir.
Posey, wasn't that his name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna ask more questions, but I'm gonna let everybody else go around the panel. Costa, you wanna ask any questions? I'll put you on the spot, big dog. My bad.
Yeah, you did. Thomas, do you have a question? You go come back to me.
Look at Thomas.
Yeah. So
mimosas?
how satisfied are you with your draft class from this year?
As expected, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
super
corner. What
impressed
about
with
your first round, the corner? I can't remember his name.
Stingley.
Derek Stingley.
Stingley.
Are you happy with him?
Of course, I was very excited. He's an LSU guy. That's my school. That's what I cheer for is LSU, and everything. So I was very excited to get him, but also very nervous because I'm sitting there looking at him going like, it's got. He was injured so many, especially the last part of his career there at LSU.
Yeah,
and that's what he's been here.
They take a few years though. If he's decent now, I mean, like Rocky Sin took a few years, and then Jimmy Smith out in Baltimore took a few years to get good too. So
Rock Sin is still taking a few years.
When he plays, I think he's really good already. To be so young, he's really good. He's
okay. That's good. Yeah, I was wondering about him. I was wondering how he would turn out for you guys.
Pat, where you at? Football questions.
If you was the GM, who would you draft? I know you said you wouldn't go quarterback, but who would it be that you would draft if you was the GM?
No.
I don't watch college, so
like I said,
Just the old lineman.
I watch 2 teams, and that's it.
And I don't do all the studying and research and things, but like I said, just an offensive lineman.
The one from Ohio State's supposed to be really good. Paris Johnson. I think he's a top rated.
That kid from Alabama's a freaking mountain.
Tyler Steen.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
some of those guys, and then I think I could come back in the second round, or even our second pick in the first round we're getting from Cleveland, and
Tyler Steen.
Pick up a one of those quarterbacks will be there.
Yeah, so this is my question about the quarterback. So the undersized thing for Bryce, that doesn't scare you, because I mean he's like a Tua 2.0. He's about the same size as Tua. Now I'm not saying they play the same, but I'm just saying like that was one of his knocks, that he's just a small guy coming out, barely foot or whatever.
Is it okay to say that size doesn't matter to us in a quarterback?
Good God Almighty!
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm clipping that and sharing that all over social media. See, size doesn't matter.
Pat,
I specified in a quarterback. I was very specific.
he's so damn okay. You know what? I'm gonna just let him be. But so my thing with CJ Stroud, and I know what you said earlier. I feel like he's gonna be the quarterback from Ohio State that breaks all of that. Like Ohio State can't produce. There's something about this kid that I haven't seen in the guys before him. He's just different to me. And I know
dude.
They still play that gimmicky offense. The one read, whatever. But I think that if you watch some of his throws, I still think his accuracy is insane. The way he reads the field he makes great decisions. I just think he's going to be different. I'm hoping that we can like hover around 4 or 5. This week will be huge. Wouldn't mind if y'all beat us. Go for it.
Again, who knows?
Hell yeah, or whatever, But I would like to hover around there because I know we had connections to Chicago, maybe being able to trade up. I don't think they're definitely not going for a QB. I still think you guys are going for a QB. Chicago won't.
Oh, they will.
3 and 4. You think they're gonna go? No.
That's what everybody's saying.
Oh yeah, we'll get a quarterback.
You talking about?
The talk is Bryce Young.
Yeah. I was gonna say Chicago.
Yeah, but yeah, Chicago has Justin Fields, so I think it goes. You guys take the quarterback, then Chicago probably goes whatever. But then right now 3 is what? Seattle.
Seattle from Denver. Yep.
Yeah.
That one's up in the air. Yeah, I bet they extend.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I guarantee you, if Seattle's still at 3, they're grabbing one of the quarterbacks.
You think
Guaranteed.
so?
Guaranteed.
We need them to make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, maybe.
Damn it, Denver! They couldn't.
Yeah, it's scary.
Denver's got to beat Chargers.
And
they ain't doing that. I tell you that.
To go back to the quarterback thing, you may be right because obviously you watch CJ a lot more than I do, and like I said, I'm LSU, so I watch a lot more of Bryce Young.
Right. You see that I'm a Wolverines fan, so I hate Ohio State, but I have to give credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend lives in Michigan. That's Herman. He's a big Michigan.
Yeah, that's a tough weekend for the boys, man. I can't believe TCU jumped all over us. That was one of the greatest games, though, for a CFP. And the following, Ohio State, Georgia, was amazing, too. So
that was an awesome game.
They got their money's worth. The committee got their money's worth for sure. Okay, so what is Jesus?
Who the hell is drag racing?
Damn. Was
Sorry.
that you?
That bled through my window. That was not me. That was me, but not me.
Bloomington's is a wild place to live, bro. Drug deals, robberies, and drag racing. Jesus Christ. Okay. So coaches. Now let's talk coaches because I think we're both on the hook for potential coaching moves on Black Monday. So do you guys think Lovey stays? Or do you guys think he's going to get the hook?
What do we think or what do we want?
Both.
Go for it, both.
I know
I don't
y'all
think
were
we
all
ever
for
should
him.
have
when
fired him in the first place.
I know y'all were all for him when we came down there week 1. Y'all said y'all loved him. I know that.
He
But as a
is.
person,
He
as
is
a person, y'all loved him.
Yes,
As a person.
As a person, like I've never noticed to have more personable coach than him. Like with the fans and everything, But we're not looking for nice. We're looking for W's.
Hey,
Exactly.
and that was a love-hate with Frank. You know what I mean? Kind of a love-hate with Jeff Saturday. I think Jeff Saturday is a really good guy. I think Jeff Saturday does have some type of impact on our players. But does Jeff Saturday get it? Not quite yet. Is Jeff Saturday equipped? Not quite yet. You know what I mean? So, and you already know the story with Frank. Frank was just, man, like, come on, Frank, your offense is not working. And he didn't want to switch up anything. He's just like, oh, we'll keep feeding you the screen pass that we get negative yards every play. It makes no sense, but whatever.
Glad you got to take this question from Teresa.
So you know what? I'm going to have to eat my words here, because if you go back about a month when Jim Harbaugh came out and said, hey, I'm not leaving, and then he extended with Michigan. So to me, it was a dead issue then. But then this new report came out that stated that, hey, if he's hired, or if he's offered any job, really, he's probably going to jump back in the NFL, which is crazy because he has to pay money now to Michigan if he leaves. So with that said,
he don't. Whatever team gets him.
No, he does. Personally, he has to pay like $2.5 million. Personally, I don't know about the team, but personally, he has to pay back $2.5 million if he leaves. But anywho,
I don't think he's leaving.
My thoughts on that, though, is, well, he might as well come home. He only played for 2 teams, Chicago and Indy, so come to Indy. I mean, we will get a lot of what we like. That means a run-based offense. We will have to deal with, the passing game because that's not really his thing. But he probably will have an important impact on who we draft next. And we'll see.
The new coach will. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that he knows a lot about C.J. Stroud. He's seen, though we've won the last 2 games, C.J. Stroud has been a thorn those last 2 games. So I'm not saying that he wouldn't select him. You know what I mean? I don't know. But we would definitely get a heavy run game going forward. And I know that Q Nelson and JT would love that. So I'm all for it. But is that the right guy for us? Who knows? Who knows?
Speaking of right guys, in your all's opinion, if Lovie Smith, is gone, who do you all want?
He doesn't think so.
Who do y'all? Well, hypothetically, if it's something were to happen, who do y'all think you would want?
My first choice would be to keep him for another year. First of all, because I think if you go through a new coach, now you're here in your 3rd year, you're going through another. Then it's going to be hard to get anybody with any substance to come in to your organization. But with that being said, if we were going to go after somebody, I would like to go after DeMeco Ryans, the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. He's an ex-Houston Texans player, was drafted here. I think that'd be good for the organization, kind of to bring in somebody home. And when they do that, they need to make a commitment to him for some time, not this 1, 2, 3 year deal and then whatever, Yeah, that would be my choice.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They churn out talent like crazy too.
He's a hot name too. I mean,
their defense is always good.
Yeah, no kidding. You go Robert Saleh, now DeMeco Ryan. So I mean, it's amazing what they do there. Now I will ask a tough question, I would say. So starting with, I guess you could just say over the past, I think it's 3 to 4 years now, how did your fan base, transition from losing like 3 amazing superstars? You go from the JJ Watt, you go from D Hopkins, and then you go, of course, Deshaun Watson in a very ugly way. But more of that story, how did you guys as a fan base recover after losing? I mean, in my opinion, 3 definitely would have been whatever y'all have ring of honor equivalent players, for your city and your team. Like, how do you guys, how is the fan base after all of that?
You just said, how did your fan base recover after that? I was going to laugh.
You haven't recovered.
There has been no recovery. How can you recover? Well, I mean, we had COVID during that period as well, but how can your fan base recover when we go from that, regardless of whether or not those 3 guys were the reason that we are where we are now? Regardless of that, you've got switching from coach to coach to coach. I mean, the only people really that are still showing up, I don't know if y'all saw the game on Sunday, but like there was nobody there. But the only people that are still there are season ticket holders or people who have been around for a long time. We really don't have any new fans. We've lost all of the, the young people. And
so 3 years ago, you would call the season ticket office and you were put on a waiting list. 3 years ago, if you called tomorrow and said, I want to buy season tickets to the Houston Texans game, they'd say, where do you want to sit?
Yeah.
And how many do you want? Like, there is no waiting list. Our PSLs used to be just ridiculously priced. Now, I mean, they're just like next to nothing.
Oh, you guys are on PSLs. Wow. Okay.
Right?
I didn't notice you guys, because I remember like Reliance, that was built in like 04? Or it's a different name now. What's your stadium?
02.
NRG is what
NRG.
We opened our first game was in 02.
02. Okay. So I didn't know, because I thought it was based on, I know primarily like the brand new stadiums all are PSL. And then for some reason, like we just got skipped over. We're not PSL, thank God. But I didn't know
what the hell is PSL?
Per seat license.
Yeah, you got to pay to then buy your seats.
Right.
And then
you pay for the privilege of owning seats.
Yeah. Now, do you guys get kickbacks of anything else that happens in the stadium?
No,
yes. For the rodeo, that's still your seat.
Really?
Yep. And
I go to the rodeo a lot, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't go at all.
Because I know that I know one of the perks is that you guys can wheel the tickets off, right? Or wheel the seats off, right? Like
you can do that, but you can also transfer them to anybody. It's just there's like a $250 transfer fee.
Okay. Got it.
But then they're responsible for like the PSL and all everything, all the responsibilities that go along with it.
So it's one PSL payment, but then you buy your season tickets every year.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I know some of those cities and some of those stadiums, like the Giants was like asinine. The Raiders was kind of high too. Like, I mean, I think the Giants was like, depending on where you want to sit, but they were, $10,000 a pop just to get the PSL. Then you buy your seat.
Oh yeah.
That's nuts.
Yep. That's what there are even some if you own the tickets and you pretty much get to set your own PSL price, and there are still some like front row right behind the bench that's still, I think we were looking at some 17,000 just for the PSL.
Well, up to 25,000 too.
Yeah.
Now, was there a godfathering at all? Like PSL came, like you had to do it. There was no like, oh, I've been a season ticket holder prior to this, I'm good.
No, that was all in the beginning.
Oh wow.
And like I said, now they're having such a hard time. They don't even mention the PSL. Like they're selling the seats down in the lower level now, just as season tickets.
But people that resell their seats, like if they list them, they're going to ask for a PSL, to buy their seats. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was learning a little bit about that. I lived in Vegas, and I went to a game. I went to 2 games out there, and they was trying to tell me about that, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." I'm just glad Indy doesn't have that, because that's astronomical. I might, cut my neck if I say, "Hey, babe, I gotta buy these tickets," and they're $5,000 just to, plus the $2,000 every year to go. So, okay, yeah. So haven't recovered from that, and I know what you guys mean, because as you know, losing Andrew Luck has been a kick in our ass ever since, and it's just like no matter how good this team is, and I can go back to how we originally talked at the beginning of the season. We had crazy ambitions for this team: 12 wins, 13 wins. Like we just thought this was going to be the year, and it's just like, man, every year these guys are getting older, our studs, and we're getting seemingly worse. Like who would think that we would be craving to have Carson Wentz back? Like who would think that? He had a much better year than, and I, and then we said this, me and Pat, a couple other guys we said when we let him go, there was not a true plan, and then Matt Ryan fell into our hands. But even still, I was like, man, if we give up Carson Wentz, is this the right thing? Because I feel like he just ran out of town with all the blame. Like we gave him all the blame.
I told Pat that this summer. I said that that didn't make any sense to me.
Right.
To give up picks for Ryan, and then you turn around and it's like, I think me and Acosta said that's when him and Sarah came down. I said, hey, next time y'all want to get rid of 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, send him down to Houston.
Right.
Yeah, he did.
On a 63% clip. And it's nuts to think that I'm sitting here thinking like, man, he really caught the blame for everything, right? And this is the worst type of karma to be like, it seems like it was
Bro.
more than him. Seems like it was more than him, right?
Pam Thomas, Teresa's asking if you've ever seen George Strait at the rodeo.
Yes, I've seen him. Have you?
No, I don't go to the rodeo.
I've seen him multiple times, but at the rodeo, yeah, he's amazing. He's an incredible performer.
I know. Coach D is the only, yeah, and that's it. And I'm going to dance comment. I mean, and it has been a bright spot, but it's been kind of dimmed because we've leaned on them so heavily. They're on the field so much that, I mean, if you look at what we're doing since, what are you on, cops? What?
On patrol live.
Thomas, what is going on? Are they looking for you?
Hey, I muted it as soon as I heard it.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what's going on, bro.
Drag racing, freaking. Okay, anyway, he's still in my thought process. Damn, I forgot where I was going with that, but now I know it's gone. Thank you,
Your
Tom.
defense.
Oh, our defense. Right. So, have you guys seen over the last 5 games? Like, what are we like 91-9 in the fourth quarter? Like, that's our point differential. Like, we've given up 91 and we've only scored 9 of our own, or some nuts like that. Like, so to go back to the defense, I feel like they have lost their luster too. Like, they've been on the field too much, and they don't create turnovers like we once did. The last 2 years, we've been to the top of the league of making people turn the ball over. That hasn't happened this year, though our sacks were pretty solid. So I will give them that, but it's just like, man, the whole team has just imploded somewhat, and it's just been sad to see. This is the Curtis Painter year, honestly.
We watched one of y'all's games, and we were talking about the similarities to the Colts and us, because it seemed like the defense was just like getting you in there, and at some point they just go, well, to hell with it. If they're not going to score, then I'm not going to play either then.
You're not even going to get a first down for it. Damn. Like, I mean, how many possessions has it been since we got a third down?
Why do every time it's 3rd and 4, you're throwing a 2-yard screen behind the line of scrimmage? Oh, y'all got that same playbook.
Oh, shit.
Same play, damn book.
Did the Frank Reich Ray Charles playbook too? Damn.
We call ours the O'Brien playbook, but
everybody's like, why did we fire O'Brien? We're still calling his plays for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Now someone's got to read this comment.
Shout out,
Pat.
Well, did you win 2 years in a row?
Pat, shut up.
Don't be a hater, Costa.
Why are you always stroking your ego, man? Get that
This
out
is
of
3 weeks in a row you've rubbed that in somebody's face.
This is another league that I was in. That's not the Anvil League. I've won 2 leagues this year.
Does it matter?
It's 70%.
Yes, it matters to me.
70% luck, Pat. 30% user. 70%.
Hey, Patrick, at least you're winning something. I'm just saying.
No shit. At least I got that's my bright spot for the year.
Let's switch gears really quick and get to something serious. Let's talk about last night. Wow. What happened to that player Hamlin on the field last night? Like, nothing like that in my memory has happened in football. I remember the Shazier injury that led to his paralysis, and then you go back Dennis Byrd back in the early 90s for the Jets. But CPR, loss of like complete, I think it was cardiac arrest is what they said and happened in the ball game. Yep. Like, that was some scary stuff. And I think that changed everybody's focus on the game, and it went to, of course, the matter of that person's life. But how did you guys feel? I wasn't watching it live. I had literally just turned the TV, and then my phone went nuts. But if you guys seen that, like what did that do? Like, how did you guys feel after seeing that? That was just wild to watch altogether.
Man, I thought it was a concussion at first.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but no, I think the last time anything was even remotely close to this was like 1972 or something like that. Like, it's been a long time, but it's happened in like hockey and baseball, but like in the NFL, it's not very common at all. Like in general, it's super rare, but that's the first one I've seen in my life.
I actually, when Sarah was like, what do you think happened? I was like, I actually said, like, I think he just went into cardiac arrest. Because it's just, you just don't stand up and just kill over like that.
Right.
You just don't do it. I waited for something to happen. He didn't seize. There wasn't signs of stroke. It didn't look like. So I was like, that has to be cardiac arrest. It had to have been. And then they said they started administering CPR. I was like, there it is. So I think he actually had probably an underlying health condition with his heart.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So, they didn't know about, even though he's only 24, I think. So, I mean, that actually goes under the radar quite often. It's actually not that uncommon anymore for a young person to have an underlying health condition like that.
What affected me so much was because, as soon as he went down, they surrounded him. And from the TV, you couldn't really see him at all. But what affected me was the faces of the players and the tears that they were shedding.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you couldn't see what was going on in that circle, even before anything came out about the CPR or anything else, you knew it was bad. I mean, when you see these grown men who take hit after hit after hit and they're sobbing, that broke me down.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and I just think the next game that's played, whatever, this weekend, or I think there's maybe a Thursday nighter, how is that not on your mind, right? Like, I'm not saying players are fearful that it's going to happen to them next, but how is that not on your mind? Like, that's just, I don't know. So I'm glad the NFL did what they did and did not come back out, because that was a topic for about minutes, right? Like,
in my opinion, that would have just caused more injuries, because those players' minds was not right.
Yeah,
their minds was not in war. They weren't ready to go past that. They would just cause more injuries. So I'm real glad they stopped the game. And the NFL came out today saying they have no plans to reschedule the game this week.
Which is interesting, because that was a very important game on many levels. So I'm anxious to see how that even. I mean, what does it go? It's a no contest, right? So
I think it'll go up to the players to how they want to do it, and I think that's what happened yesterday was the players, because we were watching it live, and then after the ambulance had left and everything, they said they went to the coaches and said the NFL says that the referee was telling the coaches, we'll give you 5 minutes to get back ready and warm up, and as they did that, everybody was just looking around like nobody moved, like no one was getting up and getting warm. I don't know what you're talking about. And then you could see the players start to talk to each other. Then the coaches start touching. They go, "We're just walking off the field now." Then that's when the referee said, "Okay, now we're delayed." So I'm giving the NFL near as much credit as most people do, because they wanted to start at 5 minutes after they give you 5 minutes to warm up and get ready. But
it was the head coaches that came together and was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna postpone this for the moment. Like, this ain't right."
That's the right thing to do, for sure. But yeah, not to shift gears and take his health was definitely the most important thing, but it's going to be interesting to see that, like, how they adjust now, because I mean that game was 12-3 versus 11-4, and that could have been a swing and whatever, and a lot of other teams are watching that, Kansas City, a couple other ones. So yeah, it's just interesting to see. So when Skip came out and said what he said, which was completely reckless, right, to say it at that moment. I know where he was probably trying to think about, but to me, it was the wrong time for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely the wrong time for that. He was, I don't know. That was crazy. It was this morning I woke up to cancel Skip.
Shannon need to cancel his dumbass anyways.
That was a wild situation, man. So so prayers to the Hamlin family, and someone just posted that he's down to 50% reliance on oxygen, so that's a good thing. So he was in critical condition this morning. That's the last that I've heard. So hopefully
they had one that came out. The latest one I heard was the one that somebody else just posted on there. They said the ventilating machine was going at 100%, and now slowly they've got it down to about 50%. So
that's good for such, not even 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man. So I mean, NFL, we love it. And then there's times like this when it just, stops you and puts you in your seat. And like I said, the last time I remember something like very tragic like this was the Shazier game when, he was paralyzed on the field, and, that was like, wow, so this was a whole different level than that. So scary stuff. But shifting gears. So let's talk events really quick. So do you guys go to the draft every year? Have you been?
I went last year for the first time.
Oh yeah, I was at that one too in Cleveland. Did you enjoy it?
In Cleveland?
Cleveland was last year.
I went to Las Vegas.
Oh, Raiders was last year.
Yeah, last year was Vegas.
That's right. My bad. I've been to the last 3 that they've held active. My bad. I confused them. So
where's
I
this
will
one
say
at?
Though, I plan to go every year now. It was a blast.
It was a blast. Yeah.
And I still plan to never go.
Yeah. Where is this one?
Kansas City.
I might go to that. I might go.
I'm telling you, the draft is an amazing atmosphere. Now, I will say this: it was no knock on Vegas because I was living there at the time, but I don't think that the Strip allowed you to experience it like you needed to. The congestion, traffic, the little area that they had, it's usually 2 or 3 times bigger than that.
It was sardines.
So, it was sardines, and coming out of COVID and everything, I was like, this is kind of sketch, and so I didn't even enjoy it like I did like Nashville. Though Nashville was crowded and it was crazy, but there was 200,000 people packed on Broadway Street, and it was amazing just to hop in and out of bars and stuff like that. But it was a different feel, and the same thing with Cleveland. Like we were like on the other side of the stadium, so you had all this big park space, and it was just space to move around. I think Kansas City will have that too. So I'm looking forward to it though. But that's been it's around my birthday every year, so I go every year. So I would love to link up with you guys if you guys come out.
I'll be there.
Trying to get my boys to come out.
Absolutely, I will go.
Now, Pamela, you got to announce one of the players you guys drafted, didn't you?
I did. Thomas Booker. Awesome. Yep.
Damn.
That was freaking amazing.
And you don't want to go to this, man?
You got to give out
Well,
too.
I got to like hold up Stingley's jersey, but then I got to announce Thomas Booker, but I took Matthew. So that was
Matthew's awesome too.
Matthew's like my go-to trick guy when Thomas can't go. So
yeah. We talked,
and he wanted to go too. I did not.
Does he still got his Christmas lights up? Last year we had him on right after Christmas. It was like mid-January, almost February. He had his Christmas lights up. So we should bring Matt on and see if he has his Christmas.
I'm sure he does.
That's awesome. Yeah, Matt, he's awesome, man.
I'm definitely going to try to get to Kansas City this year.
Yeah, I will.
That's definitely driving distance from here.
Yeah, 7 hours I think from us.
Yeah, do it. Don't be weak, boys.
That's not driving distance. That's absolutely flying distance.
7 hours ain't that bad.
We fly to Austin, so.
Oh my god! Come on, I drove to Panama City. That was 12 hours.
Yeah,
we'll take the RV, Clyde.
Hell yeah, we will.
It won't be ready. And shout out to Adam freaking J. I almost said the F bomb here. Adam freaking J is a freaking goat. Is he on here tonight?
I haven't seen him.
He hasn't commented.
Okay. All right, Patrick. Well, tell the world what Adam J.
Well, a friend of ours and a follower of the show donated his RV to us. So
wow.
Can't make this stuff up.
We're gonna be able to go in, gut it, fabricate it the way we want for the tailgates area.
Will it be ready by Sunday?
No. It was just donated today. It'll be ready. It'll be ready for next year, though.
Yeah, we got some work to do. So we got to maybe have one of these charitable events for us, and then y'all lose on purpose.
There you go.
Hey, I was sitting there thinking earlier we might have to call Exhibit up.
Hey, did y'all just purposely lose? Yeah, we're trying to help the Anvil out. You can it's fine. No, I'm sorry. But yeah, we got some work to do. It's gonna be fun though. It's a project with the boys, and I can't wait. So yeah, this has been really cool. And the coolest part about the going to the draft too is like just seeing all the fans, meeting the fans, and then something like this happens. Because I know now I have Browns fans that I'm linked with. I got Tennessee fans though. That's the most. If there's a team I hate most in our division, it's the damn Titans. You know why? Because they are the most fair weather fans. Oh my god,
yeah, we do.
They're on this 5-game losing streak like us, or 6-game, or whatever it is, and like they're already hating their team, ready to burn it down. Why build a new stadium for this BS squad? But 7 weeks ago, we run the South and blah blah blah. So, now the Jags are like, yeah, whatever. We said we're running the South now. So yeah, it's kind of fun to watch them, stroke out a little bit. So. So next year, hopefully, our team is better so we can beat them. They did sweep us, though. So then there's that. So they get the last laugh in the end.
2 years in a row, didn't they?
2 years in a row.
Jesus. 2 years in a row.
That's sick. I don't imagine if I can get the last 5 total. That's my biggest thing. 2 years in a row, and you make merchandise. We run the South 2 freaking years. It's embarrassing.
They won the last 5 head-to-head matches, though. So we gotta
I know, but
pretty gross to think about, actually.
Yeah. We ran it for a decade and we didn't have shit like that.
Nope. I don't think the AFC battle group was around 12 years ago either. So
No.
Merchandise. No, I'm just talking about like shirts and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the hoodies that say "We run the South." There's a Titans logo, and they've won it twice. It's embarrassing.
I like that Thomas goes
Get
on
him.
his tangents, man. I love
Dude, I've gone 12 rounds with Titans fans all year long.
it. It is what it is, man. So
That's funny.
this has been awesome, though. So, do you guys have like a podcast? You guys do anything like we need to follow? Where can we like find you guys? Are you guys involved heavily in Texans lore?
Texans
you-
lore.
Are
can
you
find us
serious?
at Traveling Texans. That's about it.
Traveling Texans. All right, cool, awesome.
Group on Facebook called the Traveling Texans, and we go to every game. We do a city photo. We do a photo before.
Hell
the game.
yeah. My favorite fan base in the division.
That's cool. All right, Traveling Texans. All right, I don't know if
I used to hate Texans fans until I met Pam and Thomas. I really did. But now I realize Texans fans are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I met them. I'm like, they're not so bad. And
They're not bad at all.
I got to go down there, and I got to meet everybody with the Enough Said tailgaters, and they're a bunch of great people.
Prior to Houston, did you guys have a team prior to them coming in 02?
Oilers.
Oh yeah, the Oilers.
Oilers. Okay. Oh, so you guys took that break. So the Oilers left, and then you didn't follow them to Tennessee.
We
Thank
sulked
God.
for a while, and then
Okay. Yeah, because you know what really bothers me about Titans fans? They be trying to claim that Oilers shit is their.
They do.
I don't think there's enough time in this podcast for
Oh
this
my
conversation. They have like our stuff in their stadium.
That's sickening.
I've seen it.
That's disgusting.
And they
Oh
wear
my
your throwback
god.
uniforms and shit. I'm like, that's not yours.
No.
Like, that's not yours. I don't know. It's insane. Craziness.
Now,
Yeah, that's hurtful.
Thomas and Pam, we've asked a lot of questions. Do you guys have any questions for us?
No.
I like
Yeah.
I'm ready for Sunday. I'm excited. I can't wait to see who all's going to be there at the tailgate.
I'll be there.
Casa, you making it
I
up?
should be. I should.
I'll make it out there, but me, Sarah, and Carvey, we actually got the honor of bringing out the flag to the field
All right.
for the national anthem. So we'll have to leave the tailgate early. I hope to see you all before we go in.
You'll
But
be
I don't
able
know
to
what
come
time-
back out, though, won't you?
Awesome.
Well, if not, we get together Saturday.
No, once they're back there, bro.
Will y'all
once
will y'all be in downtown on Saturday?
We can make it a point to. Yeah.
We're going to be hanging out at Kilroy's.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. Well,
All
we
right,
might
Kilroy's.
head up a day early so we come see y'all.
Take
would be
plenty of
fantastic.
pictures, bang the anvil, do the whole thing, sign the anvil. Boys take care of them. I'm not there to direct traffic, but do
All
what
right.
we're supposed to.
Got
you
it,
never
we
are.
got it.
You never are. Just saying.
Fuck
Too
off.
many Too many vacations.
I'm not retired. When I retire, I told you I'll make every single game. I promise you. But trying to move around.
When
the
you
country
retire.
and other shit is I'm almost there, man.
Bro,
Damn, can a man retire? Shit, I only
you're
got-
40. You got 25 years left.
No, I'm talking about from the military. Skip.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
I say I ain't gonna wait 25 years for your ass.
We got the young guy on. He's barely fucking 21, and he's
This
talking
is
about
his
21.
first year working full time.
Who?
Ever.
Me?
Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Bro, what?
he just graduated
Wait,
college.
what?
He just
You were?
graduated.
I'm 28. Mother.
No, he's telling
You know what? Are you Thomas as well?
Yeah, remember I've met you. Remember we were at that one game last year?
Well, you're probably 7 when she met you. You're only 10 now, so
Bro.
Oh my god.
you might have forgot that. No, I'm just, we mess with Thomas. He's the young one. He's got the age on everybody. So I'm 40.
Dude, barely. Acosta's 2 years older
Yeah,
than me.
Costa's young too. I forget. He's got an old spirit.
I'm about to be 31 in 3 weeks or 2
Yeah.
weeks.
But
Okay, so he's 3 years older than me.
Costa's the most mature on the panel. Like he's
Wow.
31 that acts like he's like
He's a lot. Yeah, he's very like a lot.
Yeah,
older. He acts a lot older than me.
and Patrick is the
I still act like I'm
mentally.
a kid. I can't-
Patrick is 9. But he's 50 plus. Happy freaking birthday, by the way. Belated. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We love you.
New Year's baby.
New Year's
He
baby.
is a
Holy
He is
shit.
a New Year's baby.
That's awesome, man.
We'll have to get you in a diaper next year.
Baby.
Did
Baby
you
What
spend
is
the
it?
meal?
That probably can't go on Facebook. We'll probably have to have like an OnlyFans live stream or something for that.
Oh
shit.
my gosh, shut your mouth.
Hey, I'm just being honest.
I'm about to mute him.
Did you enjoy your birthday?
Come on.
I did. It was. We
awesome.
went out to steakhouse. I got me a big old steak, and then I came home, had a full belly coma.
Went to sleep before the New Year, huh?
Yep.
Yep, that's about how
That's
it was.
lit. Watched my moon pie.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Happy birthdays, man. I am
Well, thank you.
I appreciate when we have other fan bases come in and we're able to do this. What we need to do is try to get a No Kidding podcast one day where we get you guys on, we get somebody from the Titans fan base, somebody from the Jags fan base, and we could just talk like adults. I mean, we can all, rep our team, but a lot of times this whole little fan battle stuff gets crazy. And I'm like, in our division, we're not winning shit. Let's just be realistic. Our division stinks. Okay, so we should be more friends than enemies right now, right? Because we're not the top 5 teams in the AFC, but hopefully that'll change, So, but yeah,
cry.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Damn. When was the last time we made the playoffs, boys? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Too long.
Damn
2019. Yeah. No. Yeah. 2019.
But
if
if I can remember, who did we beat in that playoff game that year?
No. Oh, I went to that game. We beat the Texans.
you
We
did.
went to Kansas City and we lost. And no one knew that was Andrew Luck's last game. But at least I got to see it. It wasn't that great, but I got to be there. So,
And
but yeah,
the year before, we beat the Bills here and then went to Kansas City and lost.
yeah.
Yep.
And you guys were on top. You guys were like up 24-3 or something.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is typical for us, though.
that was nuts. Oh, that was nuts, man. That was crazy. Crazy stuff, man.
That's the game Kansas City came back and blew all their fireworks. They scored so many points in the second half. They ran out of fireworks.
Damn, you
Yep.
trying to create enemies on the way out? This is family.
No, this is just facts.
Oh, you just rubbing it in, bro.
No, not at all.
We stink. We are terrible, man. And I hate to admit that, but
we really have a real possibility of tying again.
Hey,
Oh,
Bro,
okay.
they neither one of them's gonna want to win. Holy shit!
Hey,
I
but
mean,
that would give us 3 wins.
Sam Elliger versus who are you guys starting? Giraffe Neck? Is he starting or what?
Hey, we just put them both in there.
bro, it's scary.
That's our
Sam
latest
Ellinger.
offense is to put them just put them both out. I'm sorry, put them both out there.
We
Yeah.
all dropped.
You're
him.
laughing,
All right.
but that
Yeah.
we're doing that right now.
Lovey
okay.
is out of option, so he's like trick play and put both quarterbacks back. I mean, nobody
Yeah.
knows what going for it. Oh my gosh,
Hey, at least you guys got trick plays, and the only thing our
they
go-to
don't work.
is the screenplay.
We know. No. You know what our trick play is? A draw play.
Halfback
We
draw.
usually first every now and then. God, we stink, bro. I can't.
We okay. So just goes along to what you're saying, Acosta. So whenever we were playing Tennessee, there were 2 Tennessee Titan fans sitting by us, and I think we got a fumble or interception, and we ran it down to the 20. And I said, and they were like, "Oh man, you guys are going to put." And I said, "No, just wait. We'll do something stupid, and then we'll do a screen at negative yards and a draw." And sure enough, they pitched it to the running back come around who's never thrown it, and he threw it about 20 yards over the head in the end zone. He ate it and lost 6 yards.
Yeah.
Very next play was the draw, and then it was the negative screen, and then we kicked the field goal. Because I made the joke, I go, "Oh, we're in field goal range."
That's the
And
exact
sure
same playbook we
enough,
got.
And the guy looked at me. He goes, "Well, you were wrong about that, cowboy." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It wasn't draw screen; it was screen draw."
Thomas says during the games like that, he goes, "You know what we should do every time we recover a fumble or whatever, or intercept something?" He goes, "What we should do now is just punt it. And totally catch him off guard. Just go ahead and punt it."
That's great. Great strategy.
Hey, if you're going to throw 2 negative screen passes and a draw, and then
You
go
may as
for it
well.
on 4th and 3 with a draw play, just put it on first down and catch them off guard. Do something different.
I know whoever our next coach is, I hope he's electrifying on all of this. I'm just so tired of all this bland play calling. It's not even fun to watch my team.
Yeah.
Well, that can't be Jim Harbaugh then, because Jim Harbaugh ain't gonna do that for you.
Then I don't want him. He can't. He can't win the big games anyway. So give me somebody else.
You know, the
Hey,
players
be
play.
careful.
Ain't that the
Be
statement?
careful.
Players play.
You say that, you'll become Nebraska. They
Oh,
fired
yeah.
their coach because he couldn't win the big one, and they hadn't been to a big one since they got rid of
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
Yeah, but now they got Matt Rule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that doesn't do any better.
Right. And the Big Ten's gonna be insane next year with USC and UCLA coming over. It's gonna be nuts over there, man.
Is that next year or the year after?
I thought it was next year.
Oh,
Could be lying. I could be 2 years, but they talking about building pods instead of having like traditional, up and down west east. I don't know, but it's gonna be insane. I don't know why you would have two West Coast teams join a Midwestern division, but I mean they did that when the East did it. So we got Rutgers and whoever else from the East.
And then isn't like Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And they're all good. And from
24
what I heard, they're just going to join the SEC West.
Yeah.
They're not moving out LSU, Alabama,
Wow.
or A&M. So all that'll be in one division of SEC West.
Jeez.
Be psycho. But I'm interested to see Arch Manning. I mean, wow.
How many years
the
out are we
hype is
there?
real.
3 years, 2 years?
Yeah, because he did commit to Texas, didn't he?
He'll
Oh,
be
he's not even in college yet.
He'll be a redshirt freshman this coming year.
and
Yeah,
I've never
like
been
at
to a
least
UT
a
game.
I don't
I
think
might
he'll
go
go.
now. Yeah, big facts about UT. I've never been, but I'll go up to Austin and check him out and see what's
Hey,
up.
man, I got 4 years of eligibility left. You never know.
Thomas, relax.
I am relaxed. I'm relaxed.
What are you
Dude,
gonna
I
do?
am
What are you
relaxed.
gonna
Dude,
do?
you never know.
Equipment
What
manager?
you eligible to do?
What you gonna do, brother?
You better go to broadcasting school or some shit.
Oh, damn.
Learn how to paint lockers.
Oh my god, it was damn. I was just joking. Good lord. All right.
Oh, shit. Okay, Al Bundy.
Okay, damn.
Old Kai days. Let them have it.
I
Thomas.
just make a joke and I'm getting freaking fried right now.
Let them have it. Well, Patrick, I mean, we had an hour, buddy. You ready to close her down? What's up?
Well, yeah. Is everybody else ready?
Yeah.
Any more questions? Does the chat have any questions for the Texan duos?
We had a blast, man. This has been
The
awesome.
It
only
was
thing I
fun.
see, one day Thomas will have a real living room without an episode of Cops. Hey, believe it or not, this is a real living room. It is. It's just not mine.
Is that from Friends?
No, it's not from. Good God. Ugh.
Oh, I thought one
Don't
of them.
ever,
That's the
don't
Brady
ever
Bunch
ask me that
living
question. Don't
room.
ever.
One of them had a
disrespect-
fancy apartment. I don't know. I didn't watch
No,
that shit.
don't ever ask. Don't ever do
Wilmington,
that again.
Indiana. Really?
No, it's clearly a backdrop. I'm saying, was that from a TV show?
I don't know. It's just there.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
it's
Brady Bunch.
Damn,
No, it's not.
That's the Brady Bunch.
It is not.
house.
That looks like it
When
was
did the
taken
Brady
like.
Bunch-
No
When did
piano.
the Brady Bunch have a piano in their
No.
house? No.
It wouldn't have
Alice-
looked like that if they did.
Alice played it all the time.
Tyler
I'm gonna do this.
Townsend asked, "Who's closer to a rebuild, the Colts or the Texans?"
Colts.
Yeah,
Whoa, easy.
I think it's
It was-
even. I think it's even. I don't think you can give a.
I think
good
we're
answer
actually
on it.
opposite rebuilds. I think the Colts are in a coaching staff rebuild, and somewhat front office rebuild, and the Texans are on player personnel rebuilding.
That's a good point.
I
Well,
don't
just for
think
the
they're
simple fact, even like we said earlier, our expectations were not like you guys were at the beginning of the year.
Hey,
You guys-
my
you guys are
my
still in-
expectations were very tame, and they made fun of me for it. And my expectations were generous. Looking back now, I had
Oh,
us
yeah.
going like what 9-8 or 10-7, and everyone made fun of me. And
You want a fucking applause for that?
no, I'm just saying.
We're gonna be mediocre.
And you were still wrong.
Asshole.
I was wrong in a.
Any predictions for Sunday?
You
Tie.
got
They're
win.
gonna
It's a tie.
a tie.
It's a
That
tie.
That would be awesome.
We started that last year, you guys, that we just wanted a tie, and it carried
That
over
would
into
be
this
awesome.
year, and let's keep
Start the
carrying
year
it
like
over.
we finished it with a time.
Damn right.
If we're beating them, one of y'all got to run on the field and create a distraction and totally fuck the game up so we can lose. So,
Oh,
who's
And if we're
exciting?
winning, don't worry. Our players will take care of all that. You don't have to worry about it. No need to run on the field.
Well, you make an interesting point because you guys were winning the first game like 20-0, right, or 20-3, and we came back and brought it back into OT. So
Yep.
yeah, you guys let us back into that one. I think it was 20-0, 20-3.
It was a lot to look. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
bad.
we were watching it like, what the hell team showed up in Houston? Because this is not
None.
the team that we talked about. And then, of course, that team came right back to Jacksonville next week and lost 24-0. I was like, oh, maybe we do stink. I don't know. So,
All right, Teresa has a question for you guys. Since you all have two teams in Texas, do you follow them both?
Who are our two favorite teams on Sunday?
All right. So everybody knows on Saturday I cheer for LSU and I cheer for whoever's playing Notre Dame.
oh,
And on Sundays, I cheer for my Texans and whoever's playing the Cowboys.
okay. There it
And
is.
my wife has this sign that we carry everywhere, and it says, win or lose, at least we ain't the Cowboys.
That's true. I've seen that
And
on
we
live
get
TV.
love at every stadium with that sign.
Good on y'all.
We even got friends in Philly for that sign.
Good on y'all.
Tyler says
That's hard to do.
I'll drag my balls through a cactus field if we tie again. oh, God.
Wait, who bet that?
Tyler Townsend. That's a very colorful.
Okay.
That's a very colorful response to that question.
Crisis. Rough, my boy.
Is that going to be live or?
Not on the Anvil, it won't.
Yeah, not on here. It won't.
Stream that on his YouTube.
Thomas can do it on his OnlyFans club or page.
Which Thomas are you talking about? Because it ain't
You.
Farmers only.
that ain't.
Did they go to the Astro?
Oh God.
Did who go to the Astrodome?
Doug's got a question. Have you ever been to the
Oh.
Astrodome?
Yep.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
now it's just a big money pit everybody stares at.
True that. And it's like right next door to NRG, right?
Yep.
Right next
there.
door. Yeah.
I can't believe the city's not doing still ain't doing anything with that damn building.
They're still paying for like electricity and all this kind of stuff for it
Why?
Yeah.
every month.
It still costs
Isn't
a couple hundred thousand a month. And
Jeez.
they're not using it.
Do the birds and the rats and the bats need light?
I guess they do.
Is it historical? Are they trying to, I don't know, preserve it or something? Like I remember seeing it, but I don't think nothing happens in there anymore. So
They had a private group that was going to come in and buy it because the city was like, we're done with it. The people had voted down, we're tired of putting money into it. And then something happened where it was labeled as a historical marker or something.
There you go.
And now they're having trouble like selling it, getting rid of it. What are they going to do? You know what I mean? It's a mess.
That'll do it. Yep. They put that historical thing on it. It's game over. I mean, it's a lot of memories in there, right? Earl Campbell and everybody else that was in there. So, yeah.
They've already ripped out all the seats and sold them out of there and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was still operational.
Katrina too.
It's
Jesus
not really.
Christ.
It hasn't been operational since
It's
Katrina.
What is the story behind the Astrodome? What happened? I don't know. Just got a new stadium, right? I don't know.
Well, that it was still used for high school football games and for the rodeo. They still
Okay.
had some events and stuff in there. But after it was used for Katrina, it was never used again after that.
Oh.
It's unusable
I was like,
after
what-
that.
I think y'all told me when we were down there, me and Sarah, you said it was condemned, right?
Yes.
Shit. Okay.
But the lights are still on.
Yeah, man.
True.
They're paying for something costing the city bukus of money every month.
Might be one of them brother-in-law deals, but that's what it's costing every month.
All right, Costa, you want to lead us into final thoughts?
Yes, and just so you know, Thomas and Pamela, our final thoughts, it does not have to be football related. It doesn't have to be sports related. Final thoughts are just what's on our hearts and our minds at the very moment of our turn on the panel. So as our special guest, we'd like to start with you.
But it can't
Your
be
final
political.
What are your final thoughts?
Thoughts and prayers with the player went down yesterday and his family and the Bills and that organization, and just, more with him and his family than anything.
Absolutely. And just grateful to be a football fan where you can see the fans come together in a situation like this, where Sunday to Sunday, it's cutthroat and hating on each other. But, when something like that happens, you see how we really are human and we come together to support each other. That something good out of something terrible.
Absolutely. Mr. Thomas Frost, what is your final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off of that. I think everyone's gonna have the same kind of final thought tonight. Definitely one of the scariest things I've ever seen. I was checking Twitter all night last night, refreshing it, and it's nice to see that, we can talk trash at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, when something like this happens, most everyone comes together. It's pretty cool to see. So yeah, my final thoughts go out to him, and I hope he's able to come back on the field one day. We'll see where that goes. But as of right now, main focus is getting him healthy and back to being able to live a normal life.
Very true.
Awesome. Clyde, what you got?
My final thoughts slightly different, but blessings are plentiful. So again, I want to thank Adam J for what he has done for the Anvil. That is huge. That gives us the ability to do many things going forward. So we will continue to try to be the best show that is friendly to all fans, no matter where you're from. So again, to you guys, thank you for coming on and having some fun with us and some laughs and talking about our team. So those are my final thoughts.
Mr. Patrick.
My final thoughts is
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, kind of.
No, go ahead, Pat. What you got?
Trust me, I have the final word.
You just blocked him out.
Petty. No petty.
Anyways, my final thoughts is if you want to meet Thomas and Pamela in person, come to the tailgate this Sunday. They're going to be there with their traveling Texans. We're hosting them. We're going to cook a gigantic pot of chili because we know you Texans don't know anything about chili.
Oh, wow.
So
Disrespect.
Oh yeah, what the?
But anyways, if you guys
Just so
want
y'all know, I am not cooking it. It is all
thank
him.
God.
Okay.
That tortilla soup.
So
you
if
made
Pat's
had me on
cooking
the
it, we should
toilet all
be-
game.
You should be ready to run to the.
Yeah, I'm glad you ain't cooking no more.
You love my cooking, Pat.
I do. I love everything
Don't
about
have there with upset stomachs trying to use Lucas Oil's public. That is a shitty game, literally.
We don't want y'all's stadium condemned, so
Now we know what happened to the Astrodome. Chili night. So we're going to have chili. The cornhole boards will be out. Football will be tossed. Music will be going. We're going to be doing Anvil shots. You guys come out, have a good time before the game. That's my final thoughts. I'm glad you guys are getting ready to come back up. It's been too long since I've seen you, and I'm ready for me a big old Thomas bear hug.
So are the traffic patterns good? That's what I was going to ask. Is the weather finally broke? No more flights being canceled and shit? That's been a
we
fiasco.
fly United, so I think we're good.
Okay, I know that's been a fiasco.
Speaking of when do I pick you guys up from the airport? Thomas won't tell me.
I think
No, we get in so late. I've already told you.
we're on our own. We're good.
Yeah.
Stop.
We don't get in until some time around midnight Friday.
You guys are always so good to us. Let us be good to you.
We got it. Thank you, though.
Patrick could be sleeping at 8:30, so he's
Yeah.
fucking shooting you bullshit anyway. But
All right, it's 9:19 now, and I'm not asleep.
Well,
that's
you're
which is
about-
weird
you're
because
about-
I haven't
you're
seen
about
you
to-
yawn or nothing.
You're about to be after you take about 4 gummies.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that'll put my ass out.
Well, just to wrap everything up, y'all, my final thoughts are Thomas and Pam. It was great to see y'all. Can't wait to see y'all Saturday and Sunday. It's been too long even for me. I seen y'all in September, so I can't wait to see y'all. Thank you all so much for coming on with us tonight. It's been a blast. It always is. Just so everybody knows where our tailgate is. I know there's I think James Meadows, if you're still watching James, he asked where the tailgate was. He's coming up. Our tailgate's at this official address is 25 East South Street,
South
I believe.
Street.
Yep. And it's right adjacent to the Slippery Noodle, James. So come join us, have some fun. Like Pat said, we're gonna have chili, games, fun, laughter, shots, alcohol, you name it, it'll be there. So
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a blast. Final game of the season, even though we haven't been doing that well Let's go out with a bang, have some fun, make some new friends, make some great memories. So that's my final thoughts, guys. If no one else has anything.
Hold on, I got a final thought. Patrick,
Sir.
I still got my 2 tickets. So do you want to do something for those? We can talk offline, but I still have those, and I haven't given away tickets this year.
We'll give them away.
All right, there it is. Okay, say less.
Who do you want to give them away to?
I'm
Me.
We'll discuss it after the show.
Oh.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Oh, you want to give them away to me if I pay for them?
No.
Oh.
I wanted to give them away. We haven't given away tickets this year.
Oh,
The
okay.
ticket. Yeah.
Well, hell, give them away.
Okay, we'll do that on another day. We got,
All right.
a little couple days. Sit with the Anvil and have a blast. And
Hey, you actually owe Tyler some tickets over here.
do I? I don't owe Tyler shit. I tried to give Tyler some tickets.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, you didn't call him. Hey,
I
blame
did
Acosta.
call him. I did call him.
Okay. All right, we'll figure something out.
All right, guys. See y'all this weekend.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Love you guys. Be careful. Safe travels. We'll see you soon.
Love you.
All right.
See you guys.
Go Colts.
Go Colts.
Go,
They will.